Luckily, you've got your Void Master with you.
Spaceship?
Now we get to brace for impact.
I'm kind of shocked these things can land, to be honest.
The thing is, it does actually say somewhere in the Battlefleet Gothic book that anything frigate-sized or smaller is technically capable of landing on a planet just because of its size. You don't really want to push it further than that, but...
Yeah, don't try to land a cruiser.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Unless you enjoy cracking...
Battleship is right out, unless you want to cause an extinction event.
Well, yeah, unless you're a bad un...
They're not designed for it, and it's going to be quite hard, and you're probably going to damage the ship doing it.
We can fix it.
So yeah, let the heretics do it first.
It's not like we get damaged in space combat anyhow. So what else do we know these whole
Why
points
would you
for?
say these things? No, Grey will use that against us if we keep on mentioning it.
Come on, how many times have we actually been damaged by other ships? We fought a Orc cruiser and didn't get hit.
Does this tempt fate about the whole incident? Probably not.
Okay. So, I'm going to say this is going to be a hard piloting test. That's going to be minus 30.
Okay.
So, how good's your pilot?
52.
I will hover with this.
Oh boy.
How many degrees of failure is that?
That's just.
Can we get a maneuverability bonus?
That's a regular failure. Do we have any bonuses?
No.
Because if
Like
he's
maneuverability?
hovering, that's a failure by 2.
Oh.
So I have 2 fate points left, so I'm just gonna fate that.
And make it worse.
Okay.
Gonna take the first one.
No.
Thanks, Pat.
How have you got a failure by 2? Because it's minus 30 on that. So, failure by 4.
That's minus 30, so yeah, failure by 4.
Yeah, I'm going to do 2d10 damage to the ship as you lower it into orbit. Because, you're really not supposed to be doing stuff like this.
Hey,
Plan.
it technically can be done, therefore it should be done.
Yeah. Get style points.
Right. 5 points of damage to the on-the-side shield.
Oh, it's taken far worse knocks.
So,
Yeah,
are we gonna look
a couple of gun decks are breached and filled up with sand.
question.
Oh, come on, the houses on there are all evil bastards anyway.
Who just put in one hell of a trip?
Not me, actually.
I don't know, I'm just ignoring that.
That wasn't me.
We should just expect graffiti at this point on any of those devices.
Well, I expect the top
expecting-
hats, but still.
We're currently busy crashing the ship. What else do you want?
Besides which, apparently writing "Oh Omnicia, help us all down" on 50 pieces of paper damages crew morale.
Okay, so you've got the ship into orbit, you get it down.
Bit too much.
Yeah, you kind of a bit of a bump at the end. So how are you going to try and get the... I'm sure people in the thread are going, no, you can't land one of these ships, but screw them.
Too bad it's landed.
Hola.
It took damage.
Yeah.
What would you want?
If they've given us a way of getting this, something this big off the planet, because I've been looking through the vehicles in Into the Storm. The largest thing is the Halo barge, which is the mass hauler, which can carry 40 metric tons of cargo. That's the mass hauler.
Which isn't anywhere near big enough for this, is it? Not that long.
No, it's
We probably need some sort of Imperial Guard dropship.
Yeah, but
Nonsense.
they've got no rules
the
and stuff
Halo
like that. So
yeah, the
We'll do
Halo
that.
barge thing. Or
that's the Halo barge.
yeah, actually, that's tiny.
40 people or 40 metric tons of cargo.
The hell?
Yeah.
I think they need to rework their numbers then.
Because that's not mass hauling
No.
at all.
Well,
No, we've got things that carry 40 tons, and they're just regular ships.
Yeah, our combat frigate carries that much. That's...
yeah, the gun
stupid.
cutter's got quarters to 6 and max room for 30 people.
It's a bit small.
And how many people do we fit on our crew?
26,000, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a slight gap between.
There's got to be something
the
bigger
shipping.
than that. There's got to be.
Tell you what, either which way, we've landed the frigate. Let's just get on
Let's-
with ramming the thing into our ship.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get
That's,
Macarius can go
I
over and
like
make
that.
some tech rolls.
Yep.
And I'll
Don't we just have to fuel it up?
No,
that was
see,
what-
it broke down.
Okay.
That's why it's not been moving for a while.
Fueling it up is part of it, but that's the part you don't really have to roll.
Yeah, you've got people pumping it.
Put slot A into nozzle B.
This is the Imperium here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of people get burned to death horribly trying to fill it, but
Oh, dear. Yep, that's the Imperium.
yeah.
I was just say, what do you mean, oh dear? It's just like that's just how it happens.
It's a waste of fuel.
Yeah.
Wait.
That's why I'm saying, oh, dear.
No, it keeps them warm.
I should have been shouting at them too much for anyone to be burnt to death.
Maybe not to death. Maybe just to,
To servitordom.
yeah.
Awesome.
They got a
More,
bit
The carriers will be happy. All test subjects.
yeah, that would be Sebastian.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Yeah, I think Sebastian's up there teaching them a new song and dance routine to his choir.
Oh, God. Wait a minute. You know how, like... Oh, God. Tribal singing in his choir.
Oh god.
We may have brought down disaster upon our own heads.
Kill them all.
Oh, God.
Okay, so you're trying to look over this thing, trying to get the. It looks like some of the tracks have jammed, so you're gonna have to get a load of people working on that.
I just hit it with a hammer.
The tracks are about 10 meters tall.
Hit it with a very big hammer.
I'd like to point out the
Multiple
picture of
times.
this thing. If you take off the, I'm going to have to take the top hat off.
No.
Yes, I'm going to take the top hat off.
And yeah, I'm aware that you'd have to get a very big hammer in order to knock, say, the track pins off. But what the hell are the Astartes for?
We don't have any Astartes.
We can
Well,
just use the
traitors.
Thunder Hammer instead.
Yeah.
Another something.
Practical thinking.
Yeah, look at that thing. Yeah, it's just-
Remember, Gray said I wasn't allowed to have a Sunderham.
That really is a cathedral on treads, isn't it?
yeah.
Awesome.
Where?
With a bloody great ore drill underneath of it. Yeah, no, I like this.
Yeah, this is going to do wonderful things to your idyllic world, isn't it?
Hey, in all fairness, we haven't settled all the continents yet. We don't have to worry about some of them being strip mined. And besides which, I thought the plan
We
was
also
to
have
strip mining
2
it.
or 3 other planets in there that we can just
Yeah.
drop this thing off on.
That was exactly it. Yeah, we're not actually strip mining Belka. We're strip mining one of the other planets in the system
Okay.
because we've already seen what this thing does to nice planets.
Wait. I've just had a sudden thought.
Oh God.
We're going to have to land again to get it off.
Yes. But having said that, we'll also be doing it on Belka, which is remarkably less sandy and likely to rip our hull off.
True.
Or one of the uninhabited planets.
Actually, if we
which,
go to one of
again-
the spaceport, we should be able to unload it quite easily.
And then what?
That's not a half bad point, actually. Yes, we can always. Yeah.
Unless it didn't mention being drop pod capable, and we don't have any drop pods.
No. We were talking
Yeah,
about dropping off at a
drop pod.
spaceport. Not drop
But
pod.
why do we want to? But then how do we get it on our planet?
Because Belka has a small spaceport. We built one.
Well, we don't want to put it on Belka.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
no, we don't. My bad.
Anyway,
That-
you haven't
we'll
even got
get-
it off this planet yet. Go on. I'm going to put this down to a -50 tech use roll to fix this thing. Rather
Okay,
than doing
so-
it various bits.
$70. Here we go.
There you go. You
Devoured?
you spend about a week hammering this thing.
Wow.
So it takes a while, but you finally managed to get it to work. You've refueled it and grind it over to your ship, into one of the larger cargo bays, where you seal it up, and then spend another day or so pumping sand out of your ship.
That sounds about right.
You open the cargo bay, and the cargo bay just filled with sand.
And there was me thinking we'd got it all out after we emptied our suits.
No. You're
Nope.
going to be finding this stuff for months, and it's the really sharp, gritty type of sand. The type when you get it in a crack somewhere, you really feel it. And this is getting pumped round the air system now.
We're gonna
In
have a
fact,
lovely.
I'm
going to
damage your ship's morale by a d6 for this.
What?
Roll properly.
It'll be fine. It'll get better again.
Yeah, we'll just take the size of it. Come on.
God damn it.
Wow.
That's so sad.
They really dislike the sand.
They really do like it up.
Yeah, this is also because they've had to do quite a lot of work out there.
Granted, yeah, there's probably a lot of manual labour involved today.
Yeah, in the sand.
Yep.
They're spaceship crews. They're not supposed to be working on the ground. This is, heresy.
This is cruel and unusual punishment.
Yep.
Well,
And they don't even know what they did wrong.
I like to think of it more as a team building exercise.
Yes.
Just say that they get to go. That during this time they get to stay away from the choir singing.
Yeah, you get quite a lot of volunteers doing that.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's one hell of a motivator. Sure.
Sorry, I'm just making a few notes. Not this is ominous anyway. Okay.
No, clearly not.
Now you have to lift off.
Could we buy a big dropship from somewhere?
Yeah, it was more we couldn't find one in the book.
Well,
Yeah.
There's
The
the
thing is-
Devourer dropship that was linked in the chat.
the thing is,
Yeah,
that was
but
only
how big is
That's
it?
one
like
Inferno
some
article.
weird link to a. It's from some
But I think
magazine
that's only a
about 20 years ago.
transport small craft.
Yeah, it's only from a single comic of Inferno, and we don't really know how canon they are or not, because they were always comics. And
Yeah.
B, we don't have any indicator of actually how big it is, we just know it transports assault vehicles, tanks, and heavy weapons.
If you look at the picture, there's tanks rolling off that are tiny compared to it. So
Yeah, Lehman Russ.
Yeah, they're tiny tanks. They're only Lehman Russes. They're babies.
But also, look at it, the Lemon Russes are as
Oh.
big as the tracks it has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and two of them side by side, even if they're Russes, can't be as big as Thingy. The
No.
state.
Yeah.
It's just
there must have been a way to move them around, though.
Yeah.
probably
Well,
lost
I'm
when this
curious.
was lost originally.
Yeah, there must be decent sized transport somewhere.
Yeah.
There's
No, I
gotta be
don't
Well,
doubt-
this,
Like
this thing is
mid-range
archaic,
atmospheric.
right?
Yeah, this thing's Archaeotech.
So probably the ship that was able to transport it, long gone.
No,
That's-
but the Imperium must have ways to get things from planetary surface to orbit.
Because they lift Titans, don't they?
Yeah,
Yeah, Titans are bigger than this thing. They're
No,
what?
that's the point. Yeah.
I'll say I'm going to write to Fantasy Flight Games.
Where's-
Dear sir,
where's-
we want to get a big thing off the planet. We've had to land the ship to do it.
It's mightily inconvenient and has too much paint damage.
Yeah.
Sort your shit out.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
so
like-
time to lift off again. You have another piloting
Oh, boy.
roll?
No pressure, pilot.
No pressure because this is the one you can fail and we get back to the ground.
Yeah. Mm,
Same again,
Quite
2d10 damage.
yeah.
Didn't you say last session you never use more than one fate point?
Yeah, I said that. But I didn't either last session. So we explode.
No, but you've taken, something goes horribly wrong. You've just taken 16 points of damage.
Did we just critical ourselves?
No, I'm not going to do critical.
Good.
I'm not that evil, but you are now at 20 hull points.
Yep. We're going to have to take some damage repair before we jump too, while we
I'm
fly
actually going
out.
to share the
Yeah.
sheet. And at that, I'm going to give it a quick, I'm going to lose you another d6 of morale.
Oh boy.
And probably some
You're the
crew.
worst fella.
I'm going to say that's d10 crew.
Okay, that could have been far worse.
Can I roll Medicaid
Something
to
about
Yeah, you
Okay.
can
see
try
if
and
I
reduce
can't
the crew.
prevent a lot? All right, run and triage. Versus Medicaid is 80.
Yep.
Nope.
Ooh, no. So that's 1,000 people die.
Oop.
It's only about
We're the
5
best
people,
explorers.
Hey! It's not our fault
It's
there's no
mainly
ships in your
it's
book
mainly external damage to the ship, though. It's like stuff getting worn off and clogged. You know, it's
Yep, all that pointy bits getting
yeah,
broken.
abraded down. All this nice little flute work you've got on the side of your ship here, that's all gone now. It's all your adamantium prows nice and smooth. So all the skulls have been worn off as well.
Just bounce off when we ram somebody.
It's sleek.
Do you have a pebble look so
Aerodynamic.
it's been in the water? Yeah, your ship looks like that now. But you're back in space.
Yeah, that's the
Hooray.
important thing. And we have the Hephaestus.
Alright, can I do some emergency repairs?
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, I think we want to do repairs before we leak the landing too. So we have enough hull to pull it off.
Well, it's not going to be as
We did.
damaging if you fail on the next one. I mean, I'll reduce that down to a D6, but because this was kind of really bad weather. Okay, so extended repairs. You've got to find a suitable anchorage or so that you're above the planet.
Materials will be a bit of a trick.
Yeah, materials is where you're going to have. If you fail, you're going to be in trouble.
Perhaps we ought to actually just not do that. Go back to footfall where we know we have materials for it and such.
We can try repairs here just to, patch up.
We can do the
really
emergency
bits.
repairs here,
Yeah.
and then
Make
at
sure
least
got
get
no
like
hull
1d5 or
breaches.
something like that.
Yep, and make sure the Gellerfield's working and all that.
Oh no,
Yeah.
yeah. There's no structural damage.
No essential
No
components.
essential components have been damaged.
Yeah,
This
aren't
is all
repairs only for components? Emergency repairs.
Hmm?
Isn't emergency repairs only for components?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go then. We probably can afford to just go straight back to somewhere we know we have materials for it.
Yep.
Or a decent
Yeah, have
repair.
a
but-
bit of hostile
Space
vessel.
repairs, which I think is something.
Also, if we get to what's it called? If we go to Footfall, then we can talk to the mechanicus there about getting another factory and having them help us work on some really nice archaeotech,
That we happen to have found.
which they'll be
Nice.
jumping to try on.
Yeah, we found this really shiny thing.
Yeah, what if they try and take it away from us?
Well,
I
good luck getting it out of the
outrank
ship.
What?
Do you though?
I outrank them.
Oh, right, sorry.
Do you though? Is my question. We've only met one guy of the Mechanicus, but presumably they might have.
If he's
I rank-
anything less than a Magos, then yes, I outrank him.
Yeah, but I'm just. Anyhow, that's a problem for when we get to Footfall. So next stop,
Yeah.
Footfall.
Next stop, footfall, I think.
All right.
Start warming up the warp engines.
Jumping to
What's-
footfall.
It falls a long way
Agreed.
away, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yep.
but it's safer given we've got damage to go straight back to footfall than do the leg around we did earlier.
Yep, and we don't have any warp routes to make anything easier. So Auguries
too.
and
One
Where's my character
second.
sheet?
Where have I put the crime net? I've actually used all my books today.
No, we're keeping you on your
not
toes.
quite
Good
divine.
session. Yeah.
Okay.
And do I get a hover? Do I get a hover with Auguries, or does he not want to watch me roll skulls and pick things out?
Is it cool?
Well, I'm rolling skulls around to figure out which to divine the Auguries.
Can I
Because
play
finger
with
bones. Not while I'm using them. No, they're my skulls.
Oh, go on.
No,
Let's play with your
they'll-
skulls.
he'll miss. He'll.
Watch out, or he'll take one and
Good.
turn it into a and ask me to turn it into a servo skull or something.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'll help.
I can't
Can you
read the
tell-
Auguries from this.
Well, if it's a hover, then I pass. If no hover, then I don't. Pretty much.
Okay. I think it does say you can't hover, so you pass.
Okay, so I've just divined the Auguries. They're Augury-tastic.
Yep. 16 days.
Auguries.
Wow, that's actually pretty good for this jump.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not a stable route though. It's an indirect path.
Yeah. I
So,
was going to say
Yeah.
6 days from here to footfall to Boria would actually be one you'd want to keep
16
Yeah.
if it was
days.
stable. Oh, 16.
Yeah.
Ah.
Even then, it's still one you want to
That's not
confirm and keep. Okay. Translation.
Drink.
The crew. 75. The crew's still okay.
Drink.
Everyone else. How's
Success.
your willpower doing?
I'm fine. And so is Macarius.
I'm
me, and
not.
me and Macarius are just chilling. we're enjoying Trust Schnosbury while he's not round to protect it.
So it's this bash that fails.
I failed by 3.
Well,
hang
free
on.
to be
I,
Sin
success.
pass.
Oh, no, just
I don't have the ability to get drunk anyway, so
3 degrees
Oh.
of failure.
Okay.
Has Sin rolled
So plus
the wi-
30.
Oh, you
It's
did?
because I can't drink yet, you know.
Yeah. it's-
Yeah. You can't take the rum ration.
That's a lot. 113.
113 mutants everywhere.
Oh, dear.
See, I told you there were mutants everywhere.
You're looking at the new crew
Stop
members. Though.
encouraging him.
Okay, so
Right, you know those guys that we just picked up?
We confirmed they weren't mutants when we were down on the surface, sir.
Are we sure?
Well, if you're talking to him, you have to make a roll to see if you're a mutant.
yeah, you've interacted with him now. Make a willpower roll.
Is that me making a willpower roll?
Well, I
Yep.
invited myself to that, didn't I?
You're fine.
I think it's a perception test actually.
Oh.
With a
oh,
fi-
I think it's
well,
fine
that's still
anyhow.
fast.
Still
With
pass.
a 5, I'd hope he'd pass.
Yep.
You can trust me, sir.
Okay, so it's time to locate the Astronomicon.
The Nomonomicon.
Astronomicon.
Astronomical. That's a pass with no modifiers.
All right.
The Nomonomicon is the thing that the that Tyranids use to go through the warp
Yes.
or get through space.
Well, indeed.
And the Necronomicon is what the Chaos use.
No, that's what the Necrons use, clearly.
The Necronomicon.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that was terrible.
I love how many people think that's a real book.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I think someone has written one,
Yeah.
so it is technically a real book. But
Okay, so
Yeah, it's a real book, but it's not the real book they think it is.
no.
Yeah, that's the important.
they think it's hundreds of years old, not written in the 60s by some guy on drugs. So, okay,
Really good drugs, but still drugs.
Yeah, but that's the important thing.
right. Navigation, you get +10 because you know where the light of the Emperor is.
Always handy. Not handy enough.
Oh, God. Yeah.
You've used
Well-
them.
That's gonna be awkward.
How many degrees of failure is that?
Let me do some maths. It's plus
It's more
10
than
is
2, it's fine.
2.
So, welcome to Space Tribal, guys. We really know what we're doing, honest, as we careen off into a warp reef.
Okay,
Oh, there's no sign of that yet, but it's more than 2 for sure.
yeah. 64 days.
Oh, Jesus. That's 12 warp phenomena?
Aye.
Yes.
Oh, mother of days.
Well, do you want the good news?
No, it's not gonna be good. I know the way you work.
No. The factory on Belk is going to be up and running by the time you get back.
That's good.
Alright, yeah, that's something.
Yeah. Okay, who wants
The
to do
really
the
bad
food?
news. The bad news is that somebody else is going to be profiting from it.
The bad news is we're never going to make it there alive.
We've only got 20 whole left, and we've got how many things to do with?
12.
12. And that's
Before
yeah.
stasis.
20 stasis effect. Yeah.
And
Can you?
4 days.
Oh, did you already re-roll?
No, I haven't rerolled that. I could reroll it. I could get 100.
You could you fate it?
Please
okay,
do.
we'll see
Yeah,
if fate has anything to do. 73, that's a bit better. That's only,
Anything is better than 99.
That's, what is that, 1 degree, 2 degrees? It's at 62 after bonuses. So
Does that
must be
include
1
whole?
degree?
1 degree. Well, that reduces it to a third. So times
So that's
3.
yeah, one,
48 days.
Well,
It's better.
9 is better than 16,
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay, who wants to roll number 1?
Oh, I'll start it off, seeing as I'm probably the one most likely to be effective with my willpower score. 85.
Or,
You remember
Try
you get 2
again.
rolls.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I forgot we have the warp bane on. 51.
51 is spontaneous inhuman combustion.
For heaven's sake.
81, or 85, sorry, is warp rift.
What does Warp Rift do?
It's the one that kills us.
No, it's not.
They're all the ones that kill
Actually,
us.
Yes, it is, because if you fail to avoid it, don't step on my book, you stupid cat. Sorry.
Hi,
Fails,
Cat.
a
Hello,
cat attacks the
cat.
ship, and
Yeah.
a giant warp cat attacks the ship and does damage.
Actually, it's worse than that. If you miss, you get drawn into a nebula of unreality for 1d10 days. Every day, I roll on the warp incursion table.
What?
God.
We are going with spontaneous inhuman combustion. I'm sorry.
Excellent
Sorry.
fire.
Just go through warp rift.
Can you re-roll that since you have a fate point?
No,
And a
because I
reroll?
have used this session to not die on the trip out here.
Fire.
Because having
Yeah,
him
fate
be
point.
able to burn something is bad.
I have no fate points left to spend, and with respect, I'm not going to burn a fate point at this stage.
Yeah, we're going to burn on Macarius instead. He's a component of the ship now.
I get to choose.
I think our tech priest may complain somewhat.
I'm going to look up the rules of fire then.
Yeah. I'd like to point out as well, because you've got -10 to repair overall. I get to pick a component. It immediately catches fire. This deals 1d5 damage to the crew population and 1d5 damage to the crew morale. Luckily, no hull damage.
The stupid thing is, really, we can afford to lose the crew right about now.
We can always get more when we get to footfall.
So, the crew. 5 units of crew, which is about 2,500 people.
Can I medicate that?
Yeah, you can have a go at
Toasty. Oh, hang on.
Triage versus 80.
Hang on. Versus 90. I can assist you on a Medicaid check.
I succeed by 3.
Alright, so that reduces it down to 2 points of damage of crew.
Every little helps.
Yeah. That takes
Apparently
it
then
down to
96%.
96 instead of 92, I think.
Yep.
Yep.
And the morale is a D10.
I thought it was D5.
No, the crew is D5 and D10 to the morale. A few things are more horrifying than the shipboard fire. That's 8 points.
Yeah.
Which 2.
You're enjoying this, aren't you?
Oh, I've done more damage to you
84.
today than I have in everything else.
To date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
92 minus 8 is
84.
84, yeah. I was just making sure I didn't make a mass error. Yeah, so your morale's tumbling.
It's the end of the world as they know it.
What point do we have to roll against morale?
When you enter the warp.
No. Against them deciding to rise up against us and try to kill us.
Oh, that's
That only happens at certain stages of morale.
Yeah,
so
that's-
if the morale
that's-
ever drops to
That's
0,
why I'm asking.
Yeah.
When do we?
That's
when
down like
would we have?
25 or something like that.
0 is full-on armed revolt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
0 is rebellion against us.
Anything above that is just penalties to a lot of
And
things.
anything above 80 is fine.
Okay.
I've got so many choices. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to hit the teleportarium. 4,
Oh, shit.
4, 5, 6. It's the murder servitors.
Hey, the murder servers being on fire might be a bonus.
Yeah, the murder servitors are now on fire.
Intimidation.
All right. So how do we fight that fire?
Okay.
To put it out here, you must organise a fire taking team, make a difficult -10 command test.
Command test.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright.
Who has... I know I have command, but I imagine Bash probably have a better command score.
My command is 79.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the murder servitors is now counted as damaged, by the way.
10.
Oh. I'm sure Macarius can fix it.
Yeah, that's enough. You managed to put the fire out before it spreads to anywhere else.
God for that.
You could have also vented it.
Yeah,
But
really
that would have killed more.
Yeah, that... Which... yeah, no.
Yeah.
I think fighting the fire properly is the best decision.
Okay, oh, I've just found the morale thing. You're above 80, so once you go below 80, ship travel times increase by 1d5 day.
Oh, God.
Below 60, boarding errors. Below 50, manoeuvrability penalty.
Is that morale or crew percent?
That's crew percent.
Okay.
Morale, below 80, all command tests at -5. 60, all ballistic tests at -5. 50, -15 to command tests. Then it's you have to actually hit 0 to get a kind of rebellion, but at which point it's everyone rebels, and you have to kill the entire crew if you want to take over. Anyway, so that's number 1 done.
So, fun times.
Yeah. 5, fire burns murder servitors.
Yep.
You can do emergency repairs on them.
Well, it's kind of like their housing. So I'm pretty sure you don't recover the murder services every time. I think this is kind of like the production and housing facilities have burned.